June is busting out all over, and here in Portsmouth, that means outdoor musical concerts at 2 different venues, boat races, the Old Town Farmers Market, and of course lots of events at the various parks and reserves throughout the city that'll bring you face to face with the beauties of nature. We'll tell you about all of that right here, right now, on this June episode of Portsmouth Now. Welcome to this June 2017 episode of Portsmouth Now. I'm your host, Rob Lauer. You know, outdoor musical concerts have been a part of summer life in America for decades. And here in Portsmouth, we have 2 different venues where there will be concerts throughout the summer. Let's talk to some people who will tell us more about them. I'm joined by Mark Furlow, who is the Director of Parks and Recreations. Welcome back to Portsmouth Now, Mark.
Thanks for having me, Rob.
So what's coming up this June?
We're excited because we're going to be kicking off our Thursday concert series right over here at the waterside, our Sunset Thursdays concerts. And that kicks off June 8th. And we have TFC. The TFC band will be kicking it off. The rest of June we'll have Soul Intent, the Billy Joel Trio, and Rajette.
Wow, so what time does that begin?
Those concerts go from 6:30 to 9 every Thursday in June.
Okay. Are there vendors for the concerts, or is it just the music?
Yeah, we have some beverage vendors and also some food vendors that will be out here serving food. So it'll be a great time. It'll be a nice party here on the water.
Great way to end hump day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else do you have coming up?
After the kickoff on the 8th, we go into Seawall Festival starting June 9th. So you really got, starting Thursday, that first week in June, you've got a whole big party out here on the water. So we're real excited this year for Seawall. Our national act is the Ray Goodman Band, so we're excited to have them. We've also got a lot of great local entertainment like Soul Intent, the original Rondelles, Michael Clark Band, and some other great ones too. There's really no need to go across the water to that other city over there when you can stay here and have a great time.
And you actually get a better view of the other city from Portsmouth anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
So what time does the Seawall Music Festival start? Is that Friday night? Is it Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, Seawall starts Friday night. It goes from it starts at 6:30 on Friday. And then on Saturday, it goes 2:30 to 9:15.
Wow, sounds like a lot of fun. And everything, that's all absolutely free, right?
Yep, no charge. So those are some great events we have. We also have a senior event going on in June at our senior station. On June 23rd, they're doing their fish fry. So any seniors out there that want to come out, you're welcome to come out to the senior station and enjoy some great fish.
Okay, where's the senior station located?
It's on Clifford Street. It's kind of in the midtown area of Portsmouth.
All right. Now, if people wanted more information on that, is there a number that they could call?
Yeah, you can call Parks and Recreation at 393-8481, and you can get more information there. We also have our wonderful community program guide.
Beautiful.
That you can pick up at any of the rec centers, libraries, museums. It's also available online on the Parks and Rec website to download. It's got all the information about our programs as well as the libraries, museums, and any other city programs going on. So.
Well, there you have it, folks. Thanks so much for joining us, Mark.
Thank you for having me.
You have a good day.
All right, you too.
If you're looking for some great concerts this summer, you can't do any better than checking out the Portsmouth Pavilion. And I'm joined by the Pavilion's marketing manager, Corey Groves. Thanks for joining us, Corey.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about the Pavilion itself. How many seats does it hold?
As you can see, it's right on the water. It's a beautiful facility. The wind's blowing in on the concert, so you get a nice cool breeze off the Elizabeth River. It seats 6,500 people. So it's a large facility. You can enjoy a great concert here this summer.
And what are some of those concerts you have coming up?
Well, speaking of summer, we start off with Bryan Adams, who you might remember his song Summer of '69. So that is on Friday, June 9th. We'll kick the summer off there. And then 2 days later, we have Slightly Stupid. They're a reggae rock band. On Saturday, June 17th, we have a Beatles tribute band, 1964 The Tribute. Best Beatles tribute band ever, according to Rolling Stone magazine.
Well, that's great.
And then we continue with Collective Soul and Our Lady Peace on June 25th. And then we go into Megadeth on June 28th. And then we end June with a big one. Lionel Richie is playing at the Portsmouth Pavilion. So he'll be playing all his hits.
I know you're lining up things for June and August and beyond. Do you have anything lined up so far?
In July we do. We have what's called the July Jazz Concert. It's a free show. We do sell $20 VIP seats for that show, featuring Brian Simpson, Raw Jazz, Connie Parker, and Sam Rucker. And then we have one scheduled for July 23rd. It's the Australian Pink Floyd show. It's a great tribute band show, of course, of Pink Floyd.
So really something for everybody, regardless of what
Absolutely.
musical taste are.
Yep.
Now, if people are interested in finding out more, is there a website they can go to?
They can go to pavilionconcerts.com.
Okay, and can they, from there, they can link on to buy tickets?
Yep, all of our tickets are sold at Ticketmaster.com, so any concert that you see that you want to go to at the Pavilion, you just go to Ticketmaster.com.
Oh, great. Well, thanks for telling us about it. So be sure, if you're looking for great music, to come over to Portsmouth and go to the Portsmouth Pavilion. Ever since its founding, the rivers and waterways have had a profound effect on everyday life here in Portsmouth. There's the shipyard that employs so many of our citizens. There's marinas, such as this one here. We're a Coast Guard city. And in addition to that, there are events every year that take advantage of the rivers and waterways. Let's learn about one of them. The Race to Cock Island has been an annual event for 30 years, and I'm joined by Mr. Booty Baker, who has been involved with it for the entire 30 years. And he's here to tell us a little bit about the history of it and also what's coming up this year. Welcome to Portsmouth Now.
Thank you.
So, 30 years ago, you became involved with the Race to Cock Island.
Well, I was a racer. I'm a sailor, and I look forward to it. It's really a wonderful event that we have here in the city of Portsmouth every year, and a lot of people deserve a lot of credit for making it possible, especially the Portsmouth Boat Club, who sponsors it there. They do a wonderful job, and a lot of people there work hard. But 30 years ago, you know, Cock Island Race supposedly got its name from the cockfights over in Newtown area, close to the Naval Shipyard.
Oh, really?
They had many cockfights over there, and
I guess this
hundreds
was
of people.
Quite a while ago, like 100 years ago or more.
They say in the olden days.
Olden days.
So it was the olden days.
So that's how it got the name. Well, where does the race, where does it begin? Where does it end? I mean, tell us a little bit about it.
The race is, this year is June 16th and 17th. The race is actually on the 17th. And we have a big party and skippers meeting on Friday night the 16th, and then we'll race out in the Elizabeth River on Saturday the 17th. The race parties are a big thing. This is a real social event for the city of Portsmouth, and for all the city of Portsmouth. Everyone's welcome to come down to the parties. It's open to the public, and we're delighted to have them.
So those parties, they take place right here at the portside area under the portside tent?
Takes right here under the portside tent, and have the parties on Friday night and Saturday night also, and then they'll have the awards. A lot of these racers that race, I don't think they race but one time a year. It's the only race that they race in. Some people like me, I do 5 or 6 races a year. But it's a real special time for the city of Portsmouth.
So tell me, you've been involved with boating for a lot of your life. When did you start boating? How did you get interested? What drew you to it?
When I was taking papers, the morning paper, the Virginia Pilot, as a matter of fact, over in West Park View. And there was an old sailboat up there. It was up against a bulkhead, and I bought it from a Dr. Bozzesi owned it. He was a dentist. And I bought it for $75. And I've been involved in the water ever since. I had a couple sailboats, and I had a power boat, and then this last boat I bought was a 39-foot sailboat. I got to tell you this, my wife would appreciate it, I'm sure, because she told me if I bought that boat, she said it was too much money for me. I couldn't handle it, and I told her that I had gotten a long extension on the payments on it, so I got the payments down low so I could take care of it. She said, well, if you buy that boat, you better name it Climax, because it's going to be the last one you ever have. I don't know whether you want to put that on camera or not.
Oh, God.
But anyway, that's up to you. But she did say that. But anyway, I named it Climax. I've been sailing the Climax since 1986. and really enjoy these races. This Cock Island race is something really special for the city of Portsmouth. I remember when Mayor Holly used to come down here, he didn't miss a party on Friday nights. I hope our new Mayor John Rowe and the City Council will come down this year and really enjoy the party and the festivities and listen to some of the big stories that the sailors have to tell.
Do they have big stories?
Oh, they have big stories. I'm not sure all of them are true.
All right, well, thanks so much for joining us and telling us about that. Be sure to check out the Race to Cock Island and the before party on Friday night and the after party on Saturday night. Thanks for joining us. Really
enjoyed being here. Thanks for having me.
We'll learn about more June events here in Portsmouth when we return to Portsmouth Now right after these messages. Welcome back to our June 2017 episode of Portsmouth Now. In our previous segments, we looked at some of the concerts taking place in June and throughout the summer here in Portsmouth, over Waterside and over at the Portsmouth Pavilion. Well, I'm standing in the courtyard of the Portsmouth Art and Cultural Center, which is the old 1847 courthouse. It's at the corner of High Street and Court Street, and here in this courtyard on the first Friday night of every month during the summer, there is a concert in the courtyard event. Local musicians play, they have seats set up, they have free food and drink. It's a great way just to get out after a long work week, 5, 6 o'clock for a few hours, hear great music, mingle with friends, have a glass of wine or something to drink, some free food. And also the museum itself is open for free on that first Friday evening of every month. Now, there's something else that happens here every Saturday, and I see over there Miss Terry Danaher, and she's going to tell us more about it. So I'm going to head over here and talk to her. Hi, Terry.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. So what are you reading in the paper there?
I am reading an article about one of our farmers, Chip Pell, who is a regular at our farmers market. He's with Deer Haven Farm, and he is wonderful. And I'm so happy to see a full-page article on him.
Wow, the front page of the Flavor.
Yeah.
And the Daily Bright.
Yeah. He's great, and this is just a perfect article. And the only thing they don't mention is that he has the best potatoes in the whole world.
Oh, really?
Yes,
in the whole world?
I speak from experience because I buy them every week.
And you lived all over the world.
And I have actually. I have lived elsewhere. So.
And you buy them here? And
buy them here.
Here at the Farmers Market,
Yes.
the Old Town Farmers Market.
Yep, here.
So tell us about that, for those who know nothing about it.
Well, we have a weekly market every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
We do have winter hours, but I'll talk about those at another time.
Okay.
Because it's not winter, it's quite lovely.
Oh, it is.
We have had this market going on since 2009, I think, if I recall correctly. And we have farmers who go all the way around the courtyard and up to where the theater is.
Yeah.
And we have crafts and arts. We have bakers. We have candlestick makers. We have perfume and scented oils and soaps and all kinds of natural products, beauty products. And we have fish. We have beef.
And we bought some seafood here in our household, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, and we may have yet another seafood vendor. We have a beef and we have a new pork vendor. We have so many vendors. I'm losing track of it, and I have some new ones this year. We now have a coffee vendor, and I have to go back to the pork vendor for a minute because, again, it's heritage pork. All of our meats are raised on farms where they are treated humanely. They eat the right foods. They aren't fed corn. They're grass fed. The pigs are heritage pigs. They are not crowded into pens. they mosey on around the farms and have a good time before they become our dinner.
Our dinner. Well,
And it's a different shopping experience from going to the market, even in the organic section of a market.
yeah.
This beats that to Flinders. I do almost all my shopping here.
Yeah, well, what's so neat too, even if you don't come down here and buy a lot, it's just such a neat experience on a beautiful Saturday morning, any time of the year almost. You can come down here and there are people and there's stuff going on. There's so much to look at, things to buy and to taste.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful way to spend a Saturday morning.
Yes, it is. And we have a lot of people come in, they'll buy some pastries or a sausage roll. That's one of my favorite breakfasts. And sit here in the courtyard with a cup of coffee or some other kind of drink, and they'll sit here around the tables. It's a lovely setting. We have a yoga class going on.
Really?
Yes.
Not the farmer's market,
No,
but
it's
the
an
museum.
outdoor yoga class, and so there's a little entertainment for people who want something to watch. The museum has exhibits that people can wander into and enjoy.
And the first Saturday of the month they're free.
They're free, and overall it's a very pleasant and social experience, as well as a practical shopping experience.
Yeah. So you have nothing to do on a Saturday, or even if you do have something to do on a Saturday, put that aside and come down here to the Old Town Farmers Market. Thanks, Terry.
Thank you. Take care.
Summertime is also a great time to get out and enjoy the wonders of nature. Now, here in Portsmouth, you could go out to one of the city parks. They have things going on out there throughout the year. You can also head out to Churchland to Hoffler Creek. It's a beautiful wildlife preserve. There's a lake, river, kayaking, nature trails, you name it. It really is a hidden treasure. Let's head over there now and find out what they have on the calendar for this June and July. I'm joined by James Bussey, who's the Executive Director of Hoffler Creek. Thanks for joining us, James.
Thanks for having me, Rob.
Well, this is beautiful out here.
You're not kidding.
It really is. So what do you have coming up in July? And I'm sorry, June and July.
Yeah, we've actually got some really great programs. So, of course, this is a great time to actually get out and do some birding. We do a early bird walk every second Saturday of the month. So we'll have those in June on the 10th and July on the 8th. Coming up. So we have experienced guides and volunteers. Sometimes we have some experts out from ODU's Ornithology Lab who come on out to actually help identify the birds by sight and sound. We shut the gates at 8:10 sharp, so you actually get some access to the preserve before it's open to the general public. It's your best chance to catch some of those guys out here. So, but the big thing we have coming up, of course, June, July, as the weather's warming up, are kayaking. So we've got some really great kayak programs coming up. My favorites are going to be the sunset or the moonlit paddles. So we'll be getting out first on June 9th. We'll launch about 6:30 p.m. that night onto Hoffler Creek here, which you guys can see. We'll paddle out for a couple of hours and catch the sunset over the Monitor Merrimack Bridge Tunnel from the James River there. We'll do that again in July. That'll be listed on our website. But also on June 9th afterwards, we'll launch for a full moon paddle. That's the first full moon that we'll be able to kind of time up with. That is a Friday night, and about 8:30 we'll get launched out there. We'll paddle actually on Lake Ballard, which is at the center of our property, before heading back to headquarters for some s'mores and some other refreshments.
Oh, that sounds great.
Around a fire.
What's visibility like when it's full moon out there?
Oh man, it's really neat. You can see everything that's surrounding you, and it's being surprisingly close to the city. We actually don't have a whole lot of light pollution out there.
That's great.
It's very neat. It's very transcendental. We'll also be starting a couple of early bird paddles this season as well. June 17th and July 15th. We get out at 8 o'clock in the morning and catch some wildlife out here before everybody else is woken up on the weekend there.
Wow.
So, but it's really fun stuff.
Oh, great.
The wildlife programs. Living with Nature, Up Close with Mr. B. Flying Squirrel is going to be in here on June 25th. We have a rehabilitator who's bringing him in, and a family of 4 juveniles that she rescued that she'll actually be bringing here as a new home, their new permanent home. So that'll be at 1 o'clock on June 25th.
And now, apart from this, you're open. What are your regular hours?
We are open 10 to 4, Tuesday through Sunday. We offer kayak rentals if somebody wanted to come kayak in until 2:30 in the afternoon. Since we rent them by the hour, it gives somebody a chance to actually get here and enjoy their full hour before we close up those gates. We do a volunteer work day the second Saturday of every month. 10 to 1, we focus primarily on grounds and trail maintenance, kind of just upkeep, general upkeep, make sure that everything's accessible here as best possible. But we do have plenty of regular volunteer opportunities, everything from helping us with our kayak programs to supporting us at headquarters, answering phones and things like that.
So if you love nature, want to be more involved,
and we could definitely use the help. Our volunteers are the lifeblood of our organization, so we really count on that support.
Well, great. Well, thanks for telling us what's coming up. Be sure to check out Hoffler Creek. It really is a treasure. Of course, the big holiday in July is July 4th, where we celebrate American independence and all things patriotic. That week, later that same week, on Saturday, July 8th, we have an event taking place being sponsored by the museums and the city, Patriots Day. And here is Emily Kilgore from the Naval Shipyard Museum to give us a sort of a sneak preview of what's coming up in July.
Yeah, so we've got, this is an event we do every year. It's done in part with the City of Portsmouth, and the Friends of the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard Museum sponsor it for us. And they come out and we will have a band, we will have different people that are going to be bringing like historical artifacts. We're going to have reenactors set up, and it's just a good old patriotic festival. This year we're focusing on World War I and World War II, so we're going to commemorate both great wars and the role Portsmouth played in them. We're doing this event in partnership with the Art and Cultural Center, is going to be opening the To Face the Unknown exhibit, Portsmouth in World War I. So we're kind of going to be having all kinds of different events and activities relating to that.
Okay, now there's going to be a special element to this.
Yes. We have the Virginia World War I and World War II Commission has a bus that they call the Profiles of Honor, and they're going to be bringing it and parking it just across the street from the museum. And they will have, it's a mobile tour of a museum, so it's a museum on wheels. It's really cool. And it's all about Virginia and World War I and World War II. So with that, they are also going to be bringing some items that they will teach you how to scan, and they're going to be setting up scanners inside our museum, and we are going to allow people to bring their items, letters, documents, cards, anything that they want to have scanned, and it's going to go back to the Library of Virginia.
Okay, is this historical letters?
Historical letters, yep. World War I and World War II. So if you have family letters, images, their original war documents, cards, anything of that nature, we'll take it. And you'll scan it, you'll be able to see a digital copy of it, and you'll be able to take the original back home with you.
Okay, well, great.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little sneak preview for next month. We'll have Emily back in July to tell us more about what the event. But thanks for joining us today and giving us a heads up on it.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for our show today. To find out more about any of the events that we've talked about or any other events coming up in June or beyond, simply log on to www.portspaevents.com. And then come to Portsmouth, where if you give us a day, we'll give you a vacation. I'm Rob Lauer. Join me next month for our July episode of Portsmouth Now.